Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Astrology with Georgie. Today we are going to be talking about the upcoming full moon in Capricorn. Before we get into it, if you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos from me. And if you do get value from this video, don't forget to give it a like or a thumbs up. And let's get into it. So a full moon. So we are coming up to the full moon in Capricorn, 21st, 22nd of June, depending on where you are in the world. And this full moon is happening at 1 degree. So we are fresh. The sun is fresh into Cancer. The moon is fresh into Capricorn. This is fresh energy. And this is also happening around the time of the summer solstice. So this is really all about a time to really stand still. Now, a full moon is when the sun opposes the moon in the sky, and this can bring up our emotions, okay? Because the sun is illuminating the moon is our emotions. So this is where things come to the surface. So generally around these times, we have realizations. Things can get really busy because the energy is building up. And it's the endings and it's the culmination of things. So it's things ending, things finishing, things coming to the surface. It's light bulb moments, and there's just generally a lot going on with full moons. Now, this particular full moon, the moon itself is actually out of bounds. So what this means is that it's quite technical, but all the planets travel along a certain ecliptic in the sky. When planets move far away by degree from the ecliptic, they are said to go out of bounds. So this is it points towards slightly abnormal behavior. Because this is a full moon and the moon rules our emotions, what this means is that this could just be a bit more of a crazier, busier, wilder full moon than what it usually is. You know, full moons are infamously pretty wild, pretty crazy. The energy's high. People, go crazy under a full moon. That's where the term lunatic comes from the lunation. Because it brings, like I said, it's bringing your emotions up. It's bringing your emotions to the surface. So when we have a full moon, because the sun is opposing the moon, it's highlighting a certain axis. So in this case, it's highlighting the Cancer Capricorn axis in the sky, and it's highlighting the axis in your personal chart, okay? So take a look at where Capricorn falls in your chart. The sun is opposing this sign. So it's bringing up things. It's asking you to balance the energy between Cancer and Capricorn. Capricorn energy is all about structure and discipline and goals. And with a full moon in this sign, it could be a realization or an ending or an event, something to do with what you've been working towards, or something to do with your goals in some way. Perhaps you are suddenly realizing that your goals are changing. Perhaps there's something coming to light for you where you're having to really take in account your emotional needs. And therefore, you're realizing that your goals are changing, okay? Because the emotional needs is your Cancer house, and the Capricorn, the structure and the discipline is your Capricorn house, okay? So on a personal level, go and see where Capricorn is in your chart, because this is where the full moon is going to be happening in your personal house. Now, with this happening at 1 degree, this degree of Capricorn, it's actually ruled by Saturn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn anyway. So we've got a double rulership of Saturn going on here. So we need to take a look at where Saturn is. So at the moment, Saturn is in Pisces. Okay, so this full moon, I mean, it does anyway bring emotions to the surface, but with Saturn being in Pisces, there could be this real sense of vulnerability and emotions coming up more than usual. Saturn is not making any bad aspects to this full moon, but it is in Pisces, and it's bringing up emotions, it's bringing up that sensitivity and that vulnerability. And with the first degree of Capricorn, this decan is actually represented by the Two of Earth or the Two of Pentacles tarot card. So I'm going to read you an affirmation to go alongside the moon placement, to go alongside this full moon. So the Two of Earth. So it says pleasurable work, adaptability, and balance between work and play. My efforts bring me joy. Play and work are not separate. Because what I am doing is actually fun. If conditions change, I can switch gears easily. I am fully present in the excitement of creativity and am eager to experience the surprises that occur when seeds I have planted take root, sprout, and develop in unexpected ways. This is a time for flexibility and trust in how the universe will shape what is coming into being. One way or another, my dreams manifest in the material world. So this is really suggesting that actually maybe you're having a realization, like I said, about your goals, and actually you're having to be more adaptable because something's coming to light. Something's coming to light on the full moon. You're having to change things a little bit. We have got an out of sign square to Neptune. So again, it's this sense of vulnerability, perhaps not being sure around something, a sense of confusion, or just feeling, again, it's that vulnerability coming up. So there is a slight vulnerability piece, but this is speaking to really being adaptable and balancing, those houses, the Cancer Capricorn houses in your chart. Now, where the sun is placed at 1 degree of Cancer, this is ruled by the 2 of Water tarot cards. So this is, like I said, at 1 degree, and I'm going to read what this says to you. So this is the placement of the sun. Now it says, harmonious partnership, loving and lasting relationship, heart connection between two souls. I partner with one who is in harmony with me. Together we explore what is and might be, knowing we are there for each other. Two hearts beat as one as we take turns replenishing and encouraging the other. I have someone who can bring out the best in me, and I can do the same for another soul, for we are all expressions of divine love. Okay, so perhaps there's somebody else involved in this realization that you've got, or with your goals changing, perhaps there is another person involved. And it's together you're exploring this. So this is a sense of not feeling alone. We have just finished being in Gemini season, okay? So there has been a lot of connection, a lot of things going on. Perhaps you've learned something in this period of time, and this full moon in Capricorn is bringing that up, or there's a connection between a person you've met or something to do with a partner, and it's asking you to remember that, relationships can last. Perhaps the relationships you made in Gemini season can last despite this realization that you're having. So we've got the square to Neptune, like I said, but really this is just about things coming to light. So for some of you, this will be the ending of something. Like I said, take a look at the Capricorn house, balancing your emotions and your goals. Okay, so some things might need to adjust. Sometimes there can be some adjusting needed, and the full moon is going to bring that to light. Now I'm going to run through the houses. So do listen for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. Okay, your rising sign should be more accurate, but also listen for your sun and your moon, as obviously this is a full moon and it is involving the sun and the moon. So it's worth listening to all three and then just see which resonates. And please do let me know in the comments which does resonate for you more, as that does help my studies. So Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. So you guys, this is happening in your first house. This is yourself, your identity. So a realization around who you are, what you want, where you're headed, who you are as a person. Perhaps you're finishing up a cycle, but then you've got this square to Neptune, which is confusing you a little bit. Perhaps you're actually starting to question what it is that you really want, what your goals really are. There's a realization. For some of you, it'll be an ending and something that you started, but really this full moon is going to be hitting you guys quite hard because obviously this is in your sign. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. So Aquarius, this is happening in your 12th house. Okay, so this is a realization, letting go, and an ending, something to do with self-sabotaging behaviors. Perhaps you've been doing some form of escapism, and you've decided that you're not going to do it anymore. It's letting go of something. Perhaps your subconscious thoughts are coming to the surface and you're having some realizations around something. This could also be spiritual practices. If you've been starting a spiritual practice or working hard in terms of moving forward in your spiritual development, perhaps you are finishing up with the course that you're doing, or there's some sort of ending around your spiritual practice. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. This is happening in your 11th house of friendships, of goals, and of dreams. So This is a realization, an ending around something to do with your friends. So perhaps you are finishing up spending time with a group of people. Perhaps you're deciding that actually how you feel is more important than just going along with something for the sake of it. For some of you, this will be a realization around your goals. Perhaps your goals are changing, Capricorn goals. Perhaps your priorities might be changing in some way. Maybe you're putting more effort into the emotional side of things, and you're actually realizing that the goals you once had are changing, or you're having to adapt your goals in some way. For Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is happening in your 10th house of career. So there's a realization, there's an ending to do with your career or your public image in some way. Perhaps you're realizing something to do with work. Perhaps you're overworked, or the structures that are being put in place at work. There's a realization around that. Or perhaps your public image is changing. So, maybe you're finishing up a cycle. So for some of you, you could be getting engaged, getting married, having a baby, because this is your public image and things being brought to light. So perhaps that's changing for you in some way. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is happening in your 9th house of beliefs, a higher education and long distance travel. For some of you, you might be traveling away. For others, you might be taking up a course, finishing up a course, starting some form of higher education under this full moon. For some of you, your beliefs may be changing. The 9th house is beliefs, your spirituality, philosophies, something, an ending or a new beginning in terms of the things that you believe in. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is happening in your 8th house of other people's money and of self-transformation and occult practices. So perhaps you're tying up debts or finances in some sense, because the 8th house is other people's resources. So it could be that you're having a realization around your money issues. For some of you, you'll be paying off debts. For some of you, you will be realizing that you need to borrow some money, or you need to rely on the resources of other people. This house also covers, buying a house, for example, because you need to borrow a lot of money to buy a house. For other people, this could be ending an occult practice. If you're studying witchcraft or tarot or something, you could be finishing up a cycle here, or realizing that you want to start a cycle. Or there could be something to do with your own self-transformation in some way. Psychology. This house also rules psychology and secrets as well. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this is happening in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships. So a realization around your relationships, perhaps an ending in terms of relationships. Capricorn is all about discipline and structure. So perhaps you're finishing up some sort of serious issue within a relationship, tying loose ends. Perhaps you're having a realization around a current relationship, understanding your personal needs a bit more, that kind of thing. And it could also have something to do with any one-on-one relationship. So business partnerships, friendships, a realization around any of those things, changing things around, things coming to light. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is happening in your 6th house of daily work, tasks, routines, pets, and your health. So perhaps your health is changing. Things to do with your health are coming to light. Maybe you're having to change your routines and your daily work in some way because things aren't quite working for you. Perhaps you're finishing up a job and starting a new one. Things are coming to the surface. Things to do with co-workers might come up around this time, and things to do with pets might come up around this time as well. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is happening in your 5th house of children, creativity, self-expression, fun, romance, and dating. For some of you, you might be entering in romance. You might be getting offers of dates, starting a new romance, deciding that you need to have a bit more fun with your partner. Changes within your hobbies. Maybe you're finishing up a hobby to start a new one, or you're just getting a bit busier in the hobbies that you're doing. This could also be a pregnancy, a baby, or a manifestation in your child's life, okay, because it's children. Or it could be that you're putting out a creative project, or you're finishing up a creative project that you've started, or you're releasing a creative project into the world. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is happening in your 4th house of family, home and living situation, and your inner emotional world. So an ending in terms of your living situation. Some of you could be moving. Some of you could be realizing perhaps you're not happy there because this Cancer, Capricorn thing. Perhaps You need to really think about your emotional needs as well as practical needs in terms of your living situation. A realization around your home, a realization around your family members, and inner realization, because this is your emotional core. So your emotions really are going to be coming to the surface, Libras. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. This is happening in your third house of connection, communication, and your daily activities and your siblings. So for some of you, this will be, you might find it really busy, like rushing around doing errands, things to do with your neighborhood might be coming up. How you're going about your day, so like your car and how you're traveling to get to work, there could be issues around that, or just things coming to light, realizations, changes, things to do with your siblings, connection with your siblings a little bit more, and things to do with communication. So if you need to talk about something, then it could be coming to light at this time. And Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. This is happening in your second house of finances, okay? So this is a realization or an ending in terms of your financial situation. So you could be realizing that actually you need to make more money. You might be really starting to look into how to make yourself feel more secure, because this is the Cancer Capricorn axis of security. So you might be playing around with money, thinking about how you can work more, just realizing that actually you need to sort your financial situation out in some way. Or it could just be that you're more busy and your finances are just being brought into the limelight a little bit more. So that is the end of the video, guys. I am going to do a tarot card pull for the energy of this full moon. For anyone that is watching, hopefully this will give you a little bit of guidance. And if take this if it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. It's not for everyone. But let's just see what the tarot wants to give to us today. 5 of water. Okay, this is about being emotionally stuck. So for some of you, this could be that actually you are a lot of emotions are coming up at this time, and actually these can be stuck emotions. 5 is kind of really feeling like you're in a bit of a rut and trying to find ways to get out of it. I'll read to you what it says. 5 of water. So this is releasing grief and allowing sadness to rise and fall. Forgiveness, the ebb and flow of emotion. Okay, so this makes sense for the full moon, really releasing those emotions that have been stuck, which Capricorn is not very good at, okay? But with Saturn in Pisces, Sun in Cancer, this is really asking you to release those emotions so that you can move forward. I feel the fullness of my emotions as they wash through me. The ebb and flow are part of life, and I am present in my feelings today. I fully forgive myself and others, and I let go of any emotions that were holding me back from acknowledging the truth. I deserve the freedom that comes when I release what is no longer working for me. How perfect that that's fallen out for a full moon. I make amends to those I have may harmed when emotion was colouring my perceptions. I surrender any resentments to the divine, knowing that they can be transformed into miracles. Fearless inventories lead to liberation. I think that's so perfect for the full moon. Yeah, perfect card to come out. I hope that has spoken to whoever it needs to speak to. So that's the end of the video, guys. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future content. I am on TikTok and I am on Instagram. Georgie Ogden Astrology on Instagram, Georgie Ogden 444 on TikTok. Please connect with me on there. Do more different types of content on there. If you would like your personal chart read, I do readings. Take a look at my information in the details. I have a website, Georgie Ogden Astrology. You can contact me on there or on any of my social platforms, and I will get back to you straight away. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a like, thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.